30 minutes to go. What is going on, everybody? And welcome back. After almost 9 months, finally we get another one. Not bad. Well, we'd love to have it a little bit sooner, but it is what it is. We're about to enjoy a conversation from the Crypto.com CEO, Chris Marsalek. Last time we had it was 2023. Definitely a different market, a different ecosystem, a different shape. But now there's a lot of concerns. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of comments, recent events. I think we're gonna enjoy, everybody, what you and I we waited for closure in some areas, commentary in other areas, the whole deal. And first and foremost, the entire Crow fam watching later after this or right now, we're here, everybody. So many different questions, so many different comments. We like it. So I am buying more CRONOS. I am holding more CRONOS. I am staking more CRONOS, despite everything that has, changed and what have you. So we're feeling bullish. Question in the chat, everybody. How do you feel about crypto.com right now? Definitely, in my personal opinion, we're going to have way more people as time goes by. And I want to take this opportunity, fam, to address a couple of things that I have on my head when it comes to what are the questions that we might see, right? Do me a favor. As you're coming in, smashing the like button, consider subscribing to the channel, turn on those notification bells. Got my water. It's always a good time. Well, it's pretty late here in Texas, but it is a time that they're doing the live. We cannot complain. I remember last time it was 1 a.m. Now it's a little bit earlier, so hey, that's fine with us. That's fine with me. How's everybody doing? Wow. So, first thing I'm going to tell you, to be completely honest with you, I see less people. And I'm not speaking on my live. Obviously people are waiting, right? But last time we had this chat, or last time, I was waiting for this to happen, there were way more, like hundreds of people. So, obviously I'm pretty positive we're gonna have many more people coming in later on. Some people will be watching Twitter and X, but as someone who I've been doing this 3 times now with this one, I can see all the analytics change. It seems that when the FUD is the most, when people are looking at crypto.com the most, there's obviously way more people. Now, if you feel for some kind of reason that right now crypto.com is in a bad shape, it is not in a bad shape, guys. You really don't know how me and a lot of crypto.com investors were months ago and about a year ago with the FTX collapse FUD. It was crazy. That's when you had thousands of people watching, right? It was, a different market. Right now, there's a lot of great things to talk about crypto.com. Recently, there's a few hotspots that people, we want to improve. That's basically what it is. Welcome, GW, Mus, Michael, Kenneth. Let's go. So, letting already know the Crow Fund that we're live. Let everybody know that we're here for sure. Because what are the major concerns people are having nowadays? Do me a favor, post it in the chat right now, immediately. I already know, but I want to welcome my entire community, of course. Now, if you're a member and you're watching, do this now, baby. Yes, send those emojis. Send those beautiful emojis for sure. 24 minutes to go for this conversation. I gotta tell you, typically it lasts about a half an hour or so. I wish it could take longer, right? But we get what we can, right? Don't complain. Kenneth in the house, Edson, welcome, welcome. Customer support, DeFi building. Got it. Still don't get why the list LUNC. Of course, of course. So those are two. The listing LUNC, I told my audience today, go ahead and submit your questions. I made 2 videos about it. Obviously, I wanted to make sure that my Terra Luna Classic holder audience that I value a lot know all the updates. From everything that I know, guys, it is official. That's it. I don't hold LUNC on crypto.com. Therefore, I didn't get that email because I hold LUNC somewhere else, right? So for those who had it, you probably more than likely got the email, right? It is what it is. Now, as to why, I'm gonna be completely honest and transparent with you guys, because that's what I'm, said in my on the previous video. I don't know. And number two, typically when exchanges delist, it's because lack of volume. That's it. That's all I know. That's all I know. When you get delisted, it's because lack of volume. Now, figure me that, right? We'll see. I hope they do bring that question up. I hope. So we'll be hoping for the best on that one. We about to watch the live, of course. Yes. Just about 22 minutes away from this. Peace and price, Edson. So one of the things that I'm super excited, I just want to know when, right, is going to be the crypto.com US exchange. I want to know when that exchange here in the US is going to come, man. Like, we need it. It's a must have for fees related. We need an exchange US here where we can immediately talk to DeFi, buy a bunch of tokens at a cheaper price. We need competition. One of the things that most people are incredibly passionate about crypto.com is because of all the regulation, the lack of lawsuits, protection for users, licenses, certifications, what have you. That is the pinnacle of why crypto.com becomes one of the best exchanges to use in the world. Let's get that straight, right? You and I, most people holding crypto.com adore crypto.com because of the level of quality and professionalism this company has. Now, saying that, do we deserve a much better customer service? The answer is yes. Now, obviously, like, that is 101 building a company. Why don't we have what we deserve? If we have 80 million users right now, and with 80 million users, that not all of them use, obviously, crypto.com daily, but I don't know, let's give or take 1 million or so, and we're having to wait days. Let me know in the chat right now, how many days do you typically wait for a response? I wait about a day tops. I don't wait more than a day. When I get a question, I wait a couple of hours or the next day, and I get somebody DMing me already. So some people wait longer, some people wait less. So, but do we need a much better solution to that? I think so, right? So that's one thing that, in my opinion, we could, improve. There's so many different things, guys. Binance can improve, crypto.com can improve, Coinbase can improve. But that's why, having these conversations and listening, right, helps. Welcome, Kenneth. Brady, A. Oscar says 12 hours. A. Haven't responded in 4 days, still waiting. I get it. I mean, I know, right? Some people still don't get their answers, and it's frustrating. It is what it is. Morning from Cyprus. Happy to have you, Cyprus, in the chat. Welcome. So I'm not gonna say that they're doing this because of what I posted on X, but I'm happy that to be pushing on behalf of the crypto.com holder fam. I've multiple times I was, trying to DM them and post on X, guys, just come on and go ahead and post a nice AMA. About 4 months ago, crypto.com was doing extremely well price wise, company wise, news wise. And I think those times are the best times to have an AMA, right? Because oftentimes you want to portray the best at your best, right? But no, it is when the company, oftentimes there's a lack of communication and people need more and more, and kind of like the temperature of the crow fam is growing, that they kind of like realize, oh, you know what, we may need to do a live. So just to put it simply, when crypto.com is trending, they don't do a live. When crypto.com community temperature of concerns is growing, that's when they do a live. So if I were them, I would say, like, of course, do a live when people have questions, but also when you're doing well, right? That's first thing that comes to mind right now. Let's go, Judah Crypto. Happy to have you here in the house. Welcome. So we have great people here ready to watch and enjoy. Some of them on X, some of them on YouTube, and everywhere. Guys, it is obviously known what the price of CRO is. The truth of the matter is that I am bullish, and I obviously don't care much of the price when it comes to going back to 7 or 6 cents. I'm gonna continue DCAing, but I mean, can't believe it. Like, once again, we're falling down. Obviously, could be due to the fact of the Bitcoin ETF news and the collapse, the crash, right? So it brings all the altcoins down. So what are we supposed to do in that case, everybody? Just DCA, diamond hand, and a hold, everybody. You are the one who hold your crypto, and you know what to do with your money. You don't need me to tell you what to do with your money. I always say like it is, everybody, and there's a lot of beautiful people who understand that, and that's what you are watching. I When I look at projects like crypto.com, tokenomics, the people behind it, the partnerships, the future, the everything, right? There's always going to be fudders. There's always going to be people who just don't want it. But this is a project that can easily surpass expectations, especially right now, as we have, in Congress here in the US, lawmakers, new frameworks happening, the ETFs. Donald Trump said yesterday, I'm not going to allow a central bank currency, CBDC. So that's capturing a lot of headlines for the crypto space. That just tells you that we're so early. We're just so early, guys. That's why it doesn't make sense sometimes to hold crypto, because in the early stages of this industry, there's going to be a lot of rug pulls and crashes and manipulation and, the whole deal. Is that worth it? Yes, it's worth it. Yes, it's worth it. Because I don't want to be the person buying Crow at $4. I don't want to be the person buying Crow at $1. I don't want to be the person buying Crow at, what do you like, $3. And then from $3, it crashes to $2. And people are like, no way, it crashed to $2. It's the end of the Crow. And you and I will be here laughing, right? Are you kidding me, dude? $2? $2? No way. That's amazing, right? So it's about perspective, guys. Years ago, 10 years ago or so, people were discussing Bitcoin to $10, Bitcoin to $100. Look at it now. And we are looking at a crash from 49 to 40,000, as it's the end of Bitcoin, which is not. But you go back years ago, price is doing amazing, right? Therefore, when it comes to CRO, when it comes to XRP, when it comes to Ethereum, when it comes to Binance, when it comes to all these different great cryptos, guys, it's about perspective. We're going to be fine, right? Do not get caught in the emotion. Do not get caught in the, the end of the day, it is a challenging. It is a challenging time for people who do not have it, the mental fortitude. But we have it. That's why we're here, everybody. Don't forget to smash the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. Turn on those notification bells. Link down below in the description. Join the $1 Crow Party group, all of you guys, if you're not there, because there's a bunch of questions, concerns that you get unanswered there, not from an official source. Like, we're not ambassadors, we're not Crypto.com employees, but we can tell you right from our own experience, like what maybe you could be doing, guys. So who do we have in the chat? The Driscoll, Kenneth, Jackie, Judah, and more. Correct. Rather just casually add to my portfolio just now. VVS, Tectonic, and Crow. And we have a nice moderator. Let's go. Cliff, happy to have you, brother. It's been a while, I believe. Was an LUNC a rug pull? Totally understand why they will delist it. I think he's going to address that for sure if hopefully, he picks one of those, because I'm sure that we sent many LUNC questions that I can guarantee you, everybody. We sent a lot of them. Way to go along. Happy to see you guys. To all my members watching, guys, you know what to do. Crypto.com emojis, tectonic emojis, diamond hand emojis. Let me tell you one thing, guys. To all CRONOS holders, we're going to be fine. 12 minutes to go for midnight here in the US, well, Central Texas, right? Very, very soon, very soon, we're going to be hearing from Steve, the Crypto.com Chief Marketing Officer, who is going to introduce Chief Executive Officer Chris Marsalek. I already know the names, basically. Eric, the President and Chief Operating Officer of the company, he never comes here on lives. It will be awesome to hear from him, honestly. One thing that I honestly like, I'm like, really, guys, like Crypto.com has so much. Engage a little bit more with the community on Twitter. And with that, I mean like DMs or so, chatting, occasional Twitter spaces. Because crypto, it's emotional sometimes, right? Like, people want to hear from you. You're making great progress in the crypto space. Let us know about it from your persona, right? I mean, but I do totally understand if they don't want to come and say anything, because that's their own right. But I'm just giving you what I've seen for the last years, right? Hey, Oscar, so if CRONOS goes up, will Corgi AI go up? Of course. It is not guaranteed because price manipulation, but I think Corgi AI was doing well. I want Corgi AI to do well as well, because a bunch of you guys are holding Corgi AI, and that will be amazing. Go, Oscar. Guys, so we're going to be watching on top of me the live, and we're going to be watching, if there's any price changes. Let's go to the, what do you like? 15 minutes? Let's go to the 15 minutes. So right now, 15 minutes CRO. It's absolutely pale. Not much happening. But look at this. In the last couple of, let's bring the range right now. I mean, 5% down from 8.5 to 8.0. Ugh. Ugly. But it is what it is, guys. So, we'll see if there's any change. I don't think so much, but we'll see, of course. Good morning from Netherlands. We're having a lot of great people coming into the space. MMF, METF. Hey, guys, there's obviously going to be a bunch. 10 minutes to go, and I'm so ready, excited. Obviously, I'm going to mute myself, and you and I, we're going to enjoy some great conversations here. Now, given the fact of how crypto is moving right now, well, we'll just have to wait eventually when Bitcoin rallies back to $50,000, right? 49, 40 something. For now, We're gonna be waiting, till crypto.com finds a floor, whether it's 7, whether it's 6, depends how down Bitcoin goes. Always have a cash in hand. I bought a lot of Crow. Remember, I went all in. My money's making me money on Beno Finance, right? Beno Finance is where I have most of my money. In fact, let me show you. Let me show you why not. Oh, before I do that, we're neutral. Remember when we were extreme greed, guys? Now we're neutral back in the day. So, yeah, neutral once again. Once again. So let me show you Beno Finance. This is where I have all my Crow. This is some Crow that I have just for fees and stuff. But if I come here, let me see, dashboard, because I have to open it. That's the thing. Ugh. There's the UI here is not good. Oh, wait, let me see. No. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Yay. Thank you. They thought about it because this looks like an iPad. So they thought about it. Okay. So look at that. My $10,000. My $10,000 is now 7,800. Well, if that's the definition of holding, then I don't know. That should be the definition of holding, right? Guys, $10,000 now, $7,800. Question: should I sell or buy? Should I sell or buy? Guys, I'm not selling. I'm not selling. You're hearing somebody who's been holding since 5 cent Crow. This does not shake me in a little bit. The more FUD, the better for me because I keep buying. Honestly, guys, $1 Crow, that's 10x my position, and I'm extremely happy. Plus, my DeFi Crow is on staking. I think I have maybe 20 more days to go. So after 20 days, I'll bring it to Beno, and we'll make more money. Look at this. I'm already earning 173 Crow, which is $173. Right now, it's 14 bucks. So that is money in my pocket, everybody. Now, this was 7 point something. Look at this nastiness. Look at this thing. The drop, everybody. Ugh. But it is what it is, guys, right? So I'm going to be holding this because I'm also, here's my secret. Look at this. 257 Beno. So I'm making 40, but I'm making more Beno than Crow. Are you kidding? I'm making more Beno than Crow right now, guys. We're making money. We're making money. That is the idea. That's what we do, Crow, because it's one good blockchain that has struggles, that has needs, that we have concerns. But because of this man, because of the team, I think for me, I'm going to be fine. That's it. I think I'm going to be fine. We're bullish. We're excited. And if you are, well, we got 142 votes right now. Very fast, very nice. How do you feel about crypto.com? 52 people say bullish, 32 people say neutral, and 16 people say bearish. Well, my hope is that after this live, that's going to start in 5 minutes, you might feel different. And if that's the case, welcome aboard. Shane, what's going on, brother? Happy to see you. Happy to see you here. Some of my mods. That's awesome. So let's take a look at some of the questions here and comments. You guys, we're looking at this. Yo, what's up, Oscar? Just wanted to join up and show some support. Appreciate that, brother. They need to list more gems. Tired of buying gems, sketchy exchanges. Just Chris should engage more customer service, improve a little bit more the image. The possibilities are so great with Chrome. I do agree. It's so easy, right? Just pop up a little bit, with your phone. Give us 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Have a chat with the Crow fam. And that's it. You don't have to do it every day. Just a couple of days, maybe once a week or so. So easy. Look, if CC did it, if Elon Musk does it, maybe it's just his preference, right? Who knows? Now, hey, Oscar, what do you think about the Baby Grok CEO? Very new to the market. I don't know about that person, so I wouldn't be able to say anything, buddy. How much money do you need to have in order for you to keep buying, man? How much money do you need? Well, I mean, as long as I have some stats reserved for my CRO positions, I'll keep buying, buddy. I'm not saying that I'm always buying CRO because I have 200,000 CRO right now, so I feel good about my position. Um, some people have a million CRO that they bought before this retracement. They're not selling, guys. They're holding strong. Where I just show you right here on Ben of Finance, right? You can also stake Atom, right? CRONOS. So overall, I mean, we're making money. That's the point. Make money while you wait. That's the idea, fam. Period. Let's face it, bro. I think we're working and sending our money to the chains. Fine. Guys, you comment whatever you want. We welcome it, right? The idea is that we're early, my friends. I'm going to type it here. I don't know the definition of what I just said because, guys, it is amazing that in years from now, we'll never remember about what's happening today with the price because we'll be way higher. This is going to be a crypto that, in my opinion, will melt a lot of faces. It's going to melt a lot of faces. 3 minutes, everybody. Almost there. So, cheers to all of you. What are you guys drinking? What are you guys enjoying here with me? We're almost live here, almost live. So exciting news, exciting times for us to listen to Chris Marsalek. And I have my notes right here ready. After this happens, we'll be able to, I got my pen, I got this. I'll put some notes here. So I'll tell you after this live, after this AMA, a little bit of a summary and come back, rebuttals and so just giving my opinion because I don't know how long it's going to take. It can take half an hour or so. We'll be here watching, guys. So smashing the like button. Welcome everybody here with Oscar Ramos, and I will enjoy. Plus with the price changes, right? So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Hey, Oscar, what is the reward staking in Van of Finance? You get CRO. You also get L CRO. Well, I mean, you get your more CRO, right? But in form of L CRO. And once you do that, you also can get some nice liquidity for Pharaoh, VVS, or so. So you really get a lot of different rewards when you're in Van of Finance. That's what I do with. John Richard says, yes, customer support and spread should be addressed, both in counterproductive and getting more users. I get it, for sure. Banks are falling and gas is about to go back up. Choose wisely. Of course, Heaven, we're here hosting this and ready to listen to the CEO. Absolutely. I always do this, guys, because I like it. And guys, let's just enjoy it. That's it. It's late here for me, maybe early for you. 60 seconds and we go. Are you guys ready? Because I got my notes here with me. I'll mute myself and we'll listen for as long as it takes. It should be pretty fantastic. Waiting for crypto.com. It's 12. All right. Come on, Steve, the Chief Marketing Officer. We're ready for you. We're ready for you, my friend. All the numbers are going to go up right now. And once it's live and people see it, boom. So exciting times. Soon. I do have a lot of videos on Chrome DeFi, yes. Exchange needs to allow direct GBP deposits. Yeah, it needs to allow many things, buddy. That's one of these things. Chilling with your margarita. Nice. I like that. That's very nice. We want to make money on Beno, on DeFi wallet. We know the market is neutral. We know CRO is position 43. There's a bunch of questions, guys. And he's going to address most of them today. That's it. Should be starting anytime now. Should be starting any time now. There it is.
I'm Steve Kalifowitz, CMO here at Crypto.com, and I'll be your host today. Thanks again to everyone who submitted questions ahead of time. Our team has gone through all of them, and there were hundreds, if not thousands, so thank you again. We'll do our best to answer as many as possible in the time we have. So without further ado, Chris, how about we start with your thoughts on 2023 and your outlook on 2024?
GM, everyone. Thanks, Steve, for the intro. Well, 2023 was awesome. Guys, if anyone asked me in January if we're going to end up with more USD equivalent resources at the end of the year, I'll be very surprised, because we were ready for deep and long winter in the markets. And it was cut short by the BTC rally in expectation of the ETF being approved. So we're very happy with what we've done. We think that our decision to continue investing during the bear market is going to pay off tremendously, and it already started paying off in Q4 of last year. So overall, I'm very pleased with how things went. And if you recall our last AMA a couple months ago, I asked very specifically that all of you guys be ready and be prepared, because when BTC moves, the whole market is going to move. And it happened. It happened a little bit earlier than I think anybody expected, but we're not going to complain about bear market being cut short. Now, when I look through the questions that you guys submitted, and thanks to everybody who did so, I think there was quite a lot of people asking about our strategy, how are we going to play during this cycle, and the general game plan. So I thought I would start very quickly with this, so you get the gist of it before we deep dive into the questions themselves. So the first keyword you need to remember, even from our last AMA, is scaling. We've committed publicly to 3xing our user base to 250 million during this cycle, and we've got everything in place to make this happen. So I'm very pleased with this. And again, it's a number of things that had to be taken care of, from licensing in all the key markets, to our product, to the incentives being in place. We are basically ready to roll, and the numbers are improving. If you look today at what's happening in the app stores, we are already in most major markets ranked above any other competitor. And I'm looking forward to seeing us hitting the #1 spot on both iOS and Android during this cycle multiple times. It's certainly going to happen. So scaling is the keyword, 3xing the user base. The number on the AUM itself, in terms of funds held on the platform, is going to be seeing even higher multiple of growth. So I think it's great for the ecosystem in general. The second keyword that you should be paying attention to is convergence between crypto and TradFi. I think the BTC ETF approval is a very important milestone for the market, and we think that this trend is going to continue. And I think that tokenization of real-world assets is going to help make the size of this market, addressable market for us, much, much larger. We want to play a crucial key role in this trend, and we're perfectly positioned. We already have a whole set of licenses that cover us on the crypto side of things and fiat in-out side of things. We are complementing these as we speak through M&A to make sure that we have every single license required to play an effective role in growing the pie for everyone. And here, our goals are even more ambitious. During this cycle, we are 3xing our user base. Longer term, expanding the asset classes covered through tokenization, we're looking at a target of 1 trillion AUM on our platform. So it's a very ambitious goal, but we're very excited about taking on some of the biggest players in the financial industry in the coming years. And I think that everybody who will look at this and say, this is ridiculous, how can you guys come up with a number like this? I would like to remind everyone that we have a certain track record. In 2018, when we were just a small team of 40, 50 people, we came up with the 100 million user number. and we are almost there. So we are very confident in our game plan. All the trends are working in our favor. And last but not least, this team is very hungry. We have never been more hungry. We want to win. We want to make a dent in the universe. So we're very excited about what the future holds. So keep those two things in mind when you're thinking about what is the strategy for the company, what is the game plan. Rapid scaling, massive AUM inflows into the platform. Those are the two objectives. And most importantly, one has to remember that this is already a well-run business today. We have a very robust levels of profitability today, even before we scale the business 3x. So that translates into our ability to not only weather bear markets and whatnot, it allows us to continue investing aggressively into the growth of the ecosystem to the benefit of all. So that's my general view of what happened in 2023. A few basic words about what's our game plan. And Steve, why don't we just head into the questions?
100%. So let's start out with the first question. What is the state, and you touched on this, but we'll go a little bit deeper. What is the state of Crypto.com's business? How are your finances? Is an IPO being planned?
Right. We perform extremely well, especially in the last quarter of 2023 when markets improved. I'm sure if you guys seen that we just had our best day. I tweeted about it during the BTC ETF approval, a very high level of engagement. So we are starting from a very solid place. This is a very robust business as it is today. It's if you look at 2024, I think it should be reasonable to expect that we're going to beat our results from 2021 because we are starting from a fairly decent level. So we did about 1.8 billion in revenue in 2021. If the market performs, we should be able to beat it, but with better levels of profitability as the business has been optimized and it's a lean and mean machine. So I'm quite happy with where things stand today and how the future looks like. Now, the question about the IPO, we get this asked a lot. And we take a very long-term view and we focus on what is right for the customers and providing a trusted, secure, useful platform for our user base and for millions around the world to help drive our mission of cryptocurrency adoption. If we do our job properly in terms of serving our customers and innovating, the results are going to be even more robust, and things like IPO are an option that presents itself to us based on the results, and we try not to focus on the exit. We try to focus on doing a better job and incremental improvements every day. I think that if we look at the strategic positioning of the company, the decision that we've made about going the regulated way, securing all licenses around the world, and now doubling down on it as tokenization becomes a real play, there are not too many companies that can move into this space, and there are none that can move into this space as fast and as aggressively as we can. So I'm quite positive and optimistic.
Awesome. On to the next question. So we, even though there was a bear market in 2023, we made a lot of progress in a lot of key markets, certainly from a regulatory perspective. There were a lot of questions on what are our plans for those key markets all around the world.
All right. So as you can see on the screen, we've got very deep coverage in most of key markets for this industry. We will double down and go even deeper. So think about better access in terms of fiat in and out capabilities. Think about better access to things like leverage in a regulated manner for our user base. We are going to be improving the products to go deep in the markets, and at the same time, we will add new products that expand the number of people who will be joining our platform horizontally. So top of the funnel and going deep. There is an element of of expansion geographically as well. So there are still certain markets where we've been working for years on securing the licenses and launching the product, but we are not live yet, specifically in Asia. So we expect this to conclude soon. But we are quite happy with our geographical footprint as it is today. You may also see new card launches. That may happen. We're going to add more geos in terms of our card product. We also are working on a product that may serve as a very good alternative to a fully blown US exchange in the US for our customers there. But I'm not going to say too much because I'm afraid I'm going to just spill the beans. Some exciting stuff is coming.
Indeed. I didn't think you were going to tease some of that just there. So another good one, the community has definitely been super excited about Rewards Plus. And there were a lot of questions about how that's rolling out and what are our future plans as we look towards these and things like that.
Right. I think it was very well received. And again, it's about us fulfilling our promises to the community. We've said very clearly that when markets recover, we will reintroduce some of the rewards that were super popular in 2021. This stuff works. Everybody loves it. It creates a lot of engagement on the platform. So we will double down on what we see is working. I know that there are a lot of markets where this is not available yet, but even during this quarter, we will expand and the geographical coverage to make sure that as many of our customers as possible can participate in this program. So if you guys have any ideas on how to further improve it, please, my DMs are open. Just drop me a DM and I'll pass it along to our product team.
Yeah, and I can definitely tell the community that when you send Chris DMs, we hear about it. So if you have ideas, please do send them to Chris. So going a step deeper, there were a lot of questions on Crypto.com's roadmap for the year. What do we have planned? Any more that you can share with the community?
Right. So maybe the most important thing is not the roadmap itself, because it's changing so frequently, but how we work. Last year, we've merged our product and tech teams together. So now it's just one monolithic team that acts in a more coherent and fast way. Innovation is happening, faster delivery, better product. And the way our team thinks about what to ship next and what to build is to put things into three buckets: game changers, showstoppers, and everything else. So we aim to only build stuff that truly matters to you, to the community, and plus, sometimes we need to make sure that the lights are on in terms of making sure that you've got fiat in and out in a certain market, or a redundancy for the fiat in and out, or we need to make changes required by new incoming regulations, right? So those are the two major buckets. So the thinking goes like this: if it's not a game changer, and if it's not a showstopper, then it just goes into the bucket of everything else, and we just don't talk about it. I think this is a very effective way of running a roadmap. We've actually reduced the number of things that we ship from like hundreds to tens of features, but each and every one of those helps us improve either on the front end of the product, like you've seen with long-awaited features like P&L or a few others, or like derivatives product in the US, or they help us in the backend. So we also automate a bunch of stuff on the back office to make sure that the product creates less problems on the customer service front. So this is a very meaningful way to go about innovation, and it allows us to go from a great idea to a live product in weeks, rather than what typically happens at companies of our size, months or even quarters, right? So I'm very pleased with how things are shaping up. Now, coming back to the strategy, as I mentioned, we're doubling down on the strategy to disrupt financial services in a proper regulated manner. We're acquiring a number of companies that allow us to have the licensing building blocks, and we can innovate on top of these, right? So you will see more and more product coming out every single quarter that addresses real needs of our users. And I think that we will, if you guys are tracking our market share is improving. We are taking market share from competition. And I assume that this is going to continue as a trend just because of the quality of the product's improvement and the velocity at which we are moving.
100%. Double clicking there, and you touched on this earlier too. The community, a bunch of questions came in about how do you plan to attract new users over the next year or two. I'll just mention, you said that we would take top spot in iOS and Android's or Google Play stores. I'd say we would retake that position, which we had several times in the last bull run.
Right. I think having a very strong product and a trusted brand is prerequisite. So this is where we're focusing first. Having a good customer service is a prerequisite, and we have plenty of space to improve on that front. Other than this, it's about how people feel about your brand. Do they recognize it? Do they trust it? Are you getting a bigger share of mind? And are you there tactically when they are looking for a particular asset, right? So it's a combination of things, but I think that we've got a great plan on each of these aspects, and we will be able to continue attracting customers and taking market share.
Awesome. A feature that people really love and we see usage through the roof on is Apple Pay and Google Pay. And so a lot of people who don't yet have it are asking, when is it going to come into more markets? What's the holdup? How can we get it to more markets?
Guys, if we could ship it faster, we would. But the reality is that this stuff takes time. There are banks involved. There are, we're looking at Apple and Google, so gigantic corporations. We will just be rolling these out progressively as these guys deliver what we want them to deliver. And we understand this is 100% a must for every user, and it will be available in all the key markets. No question about it. But this stuff just takes time, and the only solution for us is to just parallel the launches and work on these simultaneously, so that there are no further deals other than the general speed at which financial services industry is working.
Yep, it's often, even for me as someone inside the company, it can be humbling sometimes to recognize how long it takes to move certain gears, certainly when you're touching the TradeFi world. That doesn't move as fast as we do in crypto. For the next question, I'm going to take a direct quote. Someone said, "I love the P&L section of the app. This should be a default setting. Will you implement something like this or update the app?"
Yeah, so P&L is absolutely core to the user experience, and the MVP that we've rolled out doesn't really cover it that well because it's part of the track coin and whatnot. It's difficult to switch between the coins. Our product team has heard the feedback loud and clear, and we will ship an improved version that puts it more front and center. And it's not the only thing. We're going to be innovating in the area of insights, so that whenever you open the app, you'll be able, and whenever there is an interesting opportunity, we'll be able to surface this to our users in a better, innovative manner. So we're working on these, and again, anytime you guys have ideas of how to improve the products, just DM me. There's a lot of stuff sometimes coming in. When I have a moment, I browse through this and I screenshot it and I share with the people in the team. So it's the time you spend to write me a note is not wasted.
100%. In 2023, we saw in a lot of places banks making it difficult to engage or transfer or work with exchanges. Do you think that's going to change in 2024 in the near term?
If we buy them, maybe. It's very hard to affect change in that industry. That's just nature of how things roll, right? So what we are doing is we are providing access and choice. So in all major markets, we want to have multiple providers, so you can pick your poison, if you will. And the quality of our partners over the years have improved substantially. We've got some tier 1 banks already live, and more tier 1 banks coming in to support our users on their journey from fiat to crypto. So it's this is what we can do, but if you want to provide the type of level of service that all of us expect, I think at some point in time, vertical integration is going to be a must.
Awesome. What sort of advantages or drawbacks do you see for centralized exchanges in light of the TradeFi ETF frenzy that we're now seeing?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. I think this is a common misconception that somehow the ability to get Bitcoin exposure through an ETF is going to reduce trading volumes on centralized exchanges. I think this is a huge net positive for the industry. It unlocks new type of inflows, and I really don't think that it will have any negative impact on either the positioning or the business performance of the centralized exchanges.
For sure. If anything, it's raising awareness. I mean, the number of people who had written off crypto have been pinging me lately saying, okay, so what does this ETF mean? And finally hearing about crypto in a really positive light from TradeFi has been a welcome change. All right, on to the next question. There were a bunch of different questions that came in, so we'll wrap it up in one sort of, just what are the plans for the NFT platform, and how do you see the NFT ecosystem going in 24?
Right, so that's an interesting one too. So the way we view our role is as an access point for our millions of users to dip a toe in and buy some NFTs. So a role of an aggregator, if you will. I think that NFT, generally speaking, it's a very interesting use case with great potential, and I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a lot of activity during this cycle in the NFT space. So we want to make sure that our users have access to it, that they can buy all the top NFTs straight from the app without the headache of paying high gas fees, going fully non-custodial and whatnot. That's just our primary objective. And again, this is aligned with our mission of growing the adoption of cryptocurrency and its usage.
And taking one step further, one of the communities that I think is one of the most active, vocal, and excited communities is the Loaded Lion community. Any thoughts or anything you can share on plans for Loaded Lion specifically?
Don't forget supportive. We always appreciate the support we receive from the Loaded Lions. And to kind of return the favor, there will be new features and new utility coming to Loaded Lions. One of these is coming later this quarter. So there's going to be a free level skip on the Rewards Plus platform, so you can unlock rewards faster for Loaded Lions. This is coming soon.
And I think that's a good example of something that someone actually DM'd leadership here about specifically. So I think that idea may have even come from
multiple times.
Exactly. So we're not kidding when we say, let us know if you have ideas. Now we go. They always get some of these kind of. I love these questions. Rather, I love the answers to these questions. What are your personal goals for 24?
Right. So I've already touched upon on business side of things. Right. So we want to beat our 2021 result. So beating the 1.8 billion number in revenue. I think we will get there given reasonably positive market performance. That's one. For me, it's equally important that we do stuff that has never been done before, and things that we can collectively be proud of. I think we've pulled off quite a number of creative things in 2021 that helped push the industry forward. So I look forward to pulling a couple of these aces out of our sleeve during this cycle. So scaling the business and delivering the business numbers to me is the baseline of performance, and I obsess about this. This is one of the last things I think about when I sleep, and one of the first things I think about when I wake up, to make sure that the team is aligned and pushing on the initiatives that will get us there. So that's on the business side of things. In terms of on the personal side, it's we're not getting any younger. So for me, it's mostly about health and keeping fit. So I think I'll just continue on my journey of getting jacked properly. So weightlifting, but recently I've added a bunch of mobility stuff to my routine so that I don't fall apart before Bitcoin hits $1 million a coin. And I highly recommend a guy called Knees Over Toes. For the older of you, that's probably recommended, and for the younger of you, you should start now so you don't have issues later. It's called ATG, so go and check this out. I add this to my routine. Something that's on my New Year resolution list is working on Zone 2 and Zone 5 cardio. So Zone 5, VO2 max growth, and then Zone 2, just again, to remain robust. We've been doing this for 7 years, guys. If you look at, I look around for looking at some of our friends from the industry. I remember how we looked like seven years ago, and this stuff ages you. This 24/7, 365 nature ages you a lot. So you need to put in quite a bit of work and allocate time to it to make sure that you can participate in this marathon. Our industry is notorious for people going up and then falling out of the race. This is the true last man standing game. So you need to be standing in order to win. I pay a lot of attention, and this is on my to-do list for 2024.
And it reminds me, I was just stretching a little bit now too. It is absolutely a marathon, not a sprint. And actually, we're past 7.5 years. In 5 more months, it's going to be 8 years.
It's a marathon made of sprints. So it's rough sometimes, but fun. Lots of fun.
What challenges, like difficult things, do you see us hitting in 24? I think everybody finished 2023 super positive, and it's just like a clear road ahead, easily forgetting a lot of the difficulties we had. There's probably still going to be some bumps. Anything that you're looking out for?
Well, first of all, people always ask me about the market, right? Sell the news and all this stuff with the BTC ETF approval, right? But guys, give it a moment, right? Let's have the GBTC outflows flow out while inflows keep piling in. So we got a little bit of a breather for a couple of days or maybe a couple of weeks, but I expect very robust performance. So again, a basic strategy during the bull market is to buy the dip, right? So make sure that you keep the right level of distance from the day-to-day drama on crypto Twitter. You need to make sure you have the right perspective, and you need to make sure that you are appropriately positioned to play this cycle personally. That's kind of my general take on this. If you look at challenges, like there's always going to be challenges, right? It's just a part of the game. And like I get asked sometimes, like you always get to deal with this stuff that bubbles up and is a problem that requires a solution. I enjoy it. Throw stuff at us, we will manage it. There is an excellent team of people here that is battle hardened. And as a company, we have a very strong foundation in terms of culture, in terms of our balance sheet, in terms of our supportive community. So even if there's going to be some challenges, my confidence in this team's ability to overcome it is absolute. And in terms of the industry itself, to a certain degree, one should assume that the worst is over, and from now on, it's going to be a little bit of a less bumpy ride.
People have noticed, reasonably so, that we're rolling out more and more derivatives products directly in the app. Anything you could share on the background on how we sort of went in that direction, how they work, and any future plans specifically for derivatives in the app?
Right. So first of all, we began working on this in 2021. So you have to understand it takes time. We've acquired a US-based CFTC regulated entity that focuses on derivatives, and we've worked on it and we've released some simple products. The products are going to improve dramatically during this cycle, and what drives us to go there is a very simple fact that this is what our users desire. So we see a lot of engagement, and we expect more engagement as these products improve. And if you see at the levels of activity on non-crypto platforms in traditional space, it's majority of it it's derivative based, right? So this is where the market is. Even if you look at exchanges volumes, right, the derivative space delivers much higher volumes, right? So we're just following the guidance of our customers in terms of where they want to play. And our approach to it is to just make it available in as many markets as we can, and make sure that everybody understands these products well, understands what are the opportunities, what are the risks, how to manage the risks, so that you can achieve your personal objectives and your goals on our platform.
Yeah, and I think it just to double click on that one piece, it's that they're regulated, which is a big piece for our industry, to be able to offer innovative products that are also regulated and safe to use. And
I'll add to this, right? So Steve, if you think about this, right, like it's much easier to just launch stuff that is not regulated, and you can put whatever you want up there, and then hope for the best, right, and see what works, what doesn't. But if you want to do it in a regulated fashion, it's much slower, it's much more expensive, and there's a bunch of restrictions. But at the same time, if we want to reach the scale of 1 billion users as an industry, we need to do it this way. So we have demonstrated commitment of doing it the right way, and we've been working on it for years, and there's more exciting stuff coming out of that shop.
100%. Here's a slightly different question. What would you say are the top emerging markets for crypto? So maybe not even for crypto.com specifically, but just in general in the market. Where do you see crypto growing fast?
Yeah, I would say I will skip the geographical coverage question, right? You can see there is tremendous usage in things like stable coins in real emerging markets. So that's an obvious use case, like moving money cross border and whatnot. It's used today by tens of, if not hundreds of millions of people. So this is clear that the utility for the technology is there. But within crypto, I'm super excited about real world asset tokenization and how it's going to expand the size of this market dramatically. We're talking about massive expansion of the size of this opportunity. So we want to play a role in this, and we're building the required infrastructure to be able to deliver it to millions of people around the world.
I think you touched on this before, but let's just make sure for the people at home that they get the answers to all their questions. From a reputation perspective, do you think the worst is behind us when it comes to the broader industry?
Well, I would say that the industry took a big hit reputation-wise in 2022, and I'm not going to repeat the stories. You've all been there and you've seen it firsthand, right? We spent a lot of time and effort to help rebuild the trust in this space, and we will continue to do so. I would say that definitely, if you look at the market and where the prices is and the participation of tier one players, is very strong. So I would say that we we should assume that there is no black swan events moving forward. It's going to be a more steady type of development, and it's going to be just a massive industry. You could argue that if the potential wasn't there, all the players with multi-trillion AUM numbers wouldn't be so eager to rush into it.
So I know in the vein of health, you're making sure to sleep well, but a bunch of people wanted to know what keeps you up at night.
Yeah, sleeping is important. I think we've had this question a couple of times in the past, right? So it doesn't change much. I think there's always, this is a risky industry from the point of view of like cybersecurity risks and personal risks. So you need to be able to manage these things and have the right team in place to minimize it. You can't absolutely eliminate it, but you can minimize these risks. So I think this is one of the key ones. As I mentioned here, I'm absolutely paranoid about not missing the opportunity to scale the business during the bull market part of the cycle. Right? So we've pushed tremendously hard from a super low base to get to 1.8 billion in revenues in 2021, and we've hit the number of 80 million users. We need to push even harder this time around so that we continue to scale it. So this, it's very easy to get complacent. I've seen so many companies who've done great in this space only to become fallen giants. So I'm very conscious of the risks. I think we've got the right team and the right culture in the company to avoid it, but it doesn't mean that we can just rest on our laurels. There's just so many things that are completely broken still that we need to fix and improve and help drive our mission further.
Cool. So we have a little bit of time left, so I'll ask one more question. When do you think we will hit 1 billion crypto users?
Well, it's definitely this cycle. So the question is, if things go crazy, it's going to be this year. If things go crazy after the US election, then it's 2025. So I'm personally in the 2025 camp, but don't hold me to it, because I was kind of wrong about timing the end of the bear market as well, right? I was expecting a more prolonged winter. It did not happen. I'm not going to complain about it, but it did not happen. So keep it in mind.
Cool. So just really, we have like 2 minutes left. Any closing thoughts?
Right, guys, I will come back to the game plan and the strategy. We've got a tremendous opportunity here to 3x the business during this cycle. So the community size should 3x. The AUM flows into the platform should more than 3x. So this creates an opportunity for us to continue reinvesting in the entire crypto.com ecosystem. And together as a community, we should be able to drive the adoption of crypto and drive the growth of the industry. We should be able to push the envelope for the entire space. And the opportunity of tokenization, which expands the size of the cake for everyone, is huge. We're working on this very actively to make sure that we've got the entirety of the licensing step required to innovate on top of it. And that should get us over a long term to our aspirational goal of $1 trillion in AUM on the platform. So remember those two aspects, the scaling and the tokenization opportunity. We are very grateful for the support that the community has given us during the bear market cycle, part of the cycle. So we will continue to innovate for you. We'll continue to make sure that the incentives are there. We will continue making sure that the product improves rapidly, and let us know in the DMs what else you want us to do in order to help us achieve our objectives for this bull run. We'll push super hard and do everything in our power to make it happen for everyone.
Cool. Thank you, Chris. And again, thank you to everybody who took the time to send in questions. My personal apologies if we didn't get to answer yours. Like Chris said, reach out to us in the DMs. We'll do what we can.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated.
Bye.
Everyone, we just finished listening to the AMA with Chris Marsalek. 8 months later, much needed. If you're here watching, do me a favor and smash the like button. Let everybody know I'm going to tell you the summary, my thoughts, and did we get what we wanted? Did we see the questions that I think a lot of people were asking for? Okay, let's get to that right now. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Okay. 5 topics that, as a human being, person who has a brain and sees Twitter and sees the community, and I'm on the fire, like I am literally next to the double-edged sword blade trying to get an answer for you guys. I'm not messing around. I'm trying to get an answer. This was supposed to be, So there's a lot of things, obviously, big macro, long-term, company-wise, market-wise. This was meant for that, right? Obviously, for someone who is an investor, VC, major company watching Chris, because obviously these 2 guys are executives and they portray themselves to the public, to the investors. Well, that was for them. That was obviously for the major markets. Would you agree? For us, the Crow fam, I got customer service, Burns, a mention of the Crow token, right? I got LUNC, the delisting, right? And I got Crow APR, APY. What happened early this week with the news that DeFi, I mean, obviously that may not be Crow POS, which it is Crow POS, right? But that may not be his area of expertise. But still, it affects a lot of people, right? Nothing. We got nothing. Obviously, questions about. I mean, when I was hearing the questions, I've been doing this for a while. I know they're obviously very well crafted for all audiences. There's no, any kind of tribalism, and that's it, right? These questions are meant for, some people, but the Crow Farm wanted to know customer service improvements, customer service ideas to improve it, to help people out much faster. There was nothing there, but I think you can assume that as the company grows, that department inside the company is going to also improve, right? That's the best I can give you, brothers and sisters. I don't work for crypto.com, but I'm doing this because I like to be in the Crow fam. I hold CRONOS. I just show you how much money I'm making here on DeFi and finance. This is the Crow I have. This is the Crow I'm making. So we're here, everybody. We're not hiding from anywhere. Okay. Second one, Burns. I mean, from the things that I was wanting, no mention of Crow Burns. No mention of LUNC delisting. And people were asking, is that official or not? Based on my previous video, if you watched it, thank you. Yes, it is official. It's going to get delisted mid-February, FYI. There was no confirmation per se. I'm sure there were tons of questions, but nothing. That's the best we can get, guys. Nothing I can do here, but I'll try to do even more and try to find more insights from you, for you guys. No mention of Crow the token, no mention of CRO, nothing at all. And obviously no mention of the Crow price as well. And no mention of the APR, APY, because of the major things that you and I, as we are holding and staking, we are, in a way seeing from 7% now to 5%. So these are my major concerns or needs that I needed to hear, and there was nothing. FYI. Just wanted to tell you like it is, transparent. We don't need to sugarcoat anything. We have to say like it is. That's why you come here to the Oscar Ramos channel, everybody. Now, what they did say It's here. So let's go about it. Plus, the price of Crow just went up a tiny bit, not much. What they did say was that 2023 was an awesome year. They were very happy. They worked a lot. They're looking to scale 3x, 250 million users in this cycle for crypto.com. That's the keyword. Numbers are improving. That the ranking amongst the competitors is putting crypto.com at a great place. Convergence when it comes to the Bitcoin ETFs is a good milestone to have the Bitcoin ETF. And they're, of course, looking more closely to achieving more licenses. Crypto.com team is very hungry, is very, very hungry to beat expectations. That is one thing that it was clear, right? That the team, Chris, and everybody wants to, beat all the expectations. They have good profitability. They have a lot of money, basically. They're making a lot of money. And they perform extremely well. $1.8 billion in revenue in 2021. He said 2021. I don't know if he meant 2023, but he said 2021. So I think it will make sense 2023, right? Because what would you say 2021? It kind of makes no sense. The question, I'm gonna call him out on this. The question about IPO. I watch the news 24/7 right now, especially because the elections and everything. He had a political answer on that IPO question. He didn't answer it. He didn't say yes or no. He went on a circle back on the IPO question. So FY. He didn't answer it straight, but it was just what we got, a super long answer. Securing all the licenses in the world. That was obviously we need all those kinds of licenses. Expansion geographically as well. So there it is. New product and exciting news. So they're working on new products for sure. And they didn't want to say what the exciting news was. So we're going to be seeing this in 2023. Now, when the market, this is one bullish one, right? When the market recovers, they will also want to reintroduce 2021 rewards. So, man, I think that is something that for sure, I'm looking forward, right? Because there's a lot of going to be great rewards reintroduced once the price starts going up. Cliff says he did say customer service is on the list to improve. I think it was great as an overview. I didn't hear that. I have to go back. But probably you caught it. It was maybe something super quickly mentioned because I didn't even hear when he said something about customer service. But thank you so much for letting me know. The roadmap, acquiring companies to continue building when it comes to providing new services that are regulated. He said quality and velocity. Quality and velocity. That's how do you take over market share. Based on this one, market share is extremely important, and they're doing a good job when it comes to market share. They're beating the competition, basically. They're beating the competition fast and furious with a good pace and good quality products. A new app updates when it comes to insights and P&L, profit and loss. So we're going to see on our phones more updates when it comes to that as well. The time, what is this? Oh, he said that the time you write or you DM Chris on X is not wasted. He did say that. Time is not wasted. Well, Chris, I never gotten a reply from you, man. What's going on, man? Come on. It is what it is. But I know some of you guys get those replies. Now, if you're holding a loaded lion, if you're holding NFTs, especially loaded lions, hopefully later dark lions, if you get a loaded lion, you can get a level skip on the rewards plus. He said that. So that's coming, I think, in Q3 2024. So, man, that's big news. And I'm sure that if you go to the Discord, you will hear more of that. Buy the dip, give it some time. Obviously, the price is the market. So he said, hey, buy the dip. Come on. Maybe the worst is over. So he emphasized that once again, the worst is over. Customer service line was 2 seconds. I know. I honestly didn't get it. I need to go back. But no, I mean, it was just so quick, I didn't even pick it up. But that just tells you something, right? Derivative products will improve this cycle, CFTC. So they're trying to bring more CFTC products. And he said that it's going to be much better. Like they're going to improve those derivative products, right? For scaling. Like you can launch unregulated products and see how they do. Or the right way to get 1 billion users is to take its time, go through the process, don't rush it, quality, velocity. And that's going to be the way to go for crypto.com. And last but not least, guys, he thinks there's no black swan event, just moving forward. And 1 billion users in the crypto. Because when he said, like, I'm like, wait, this cycle, 1 billion crypto users, like crypto.com users? No way. But then I was like, oh, no, he meant the general crypto users. I'm like, okay, that makes more sense. This cycle. So he's like, this cycle, we're going to have that. So, guys, question to you now. What do you think? Thumbs up, right now, like this, or thumbs down? Thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you think, guys? Tell me in the comments right now, what was your impression of the live? I just gave you my whole spiel. I just gave you everything I think you wanted to know. There it is, the Chris Marcelik, CEO of Crypto.com, obviously answering a bunch of questions, but oh man. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. I've never had a problem with customer service, and I've used them a lot. I'm reading the comments right now, everybody. Don't forget to smash the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much, guys, for joining and for staying with me here. It's a little bit late here in Texas, but we do it for you guys because we like it, man. Queen is in the house. Peace and prosperity to you, Oscar. So always bullish. I feel, you feel good about it. We're heading in the right direction. I like it anytime he comes out live. Crow to $1. Some of them people saying thumbs down. Crow to $2. Bullish on Crow. AMA was a disappointing, to be honest. People are saying mildly bullish. It's early. Thumbs down. Dab. Thumbs up. Thumbs down. This was not live. So, well, I mean, look, we're even getting something here. Come on, Crow. Come on. You can do it, man. There you guys have it, everybody. Very professional and straightforward. Correct. Let's go ahead and close this beautiful poll right now, guys. And we have 400 plus votes. A lot of people feel bullish about crypto.com. So do I. And I think overall it was decent. But like I said, and I just told you guys a couple minutes ago, no answers on any questions that I was really looking forward. We submitted all those questions, no answers. I mean, I already knew there was gonna be somewhat of easy access to that. I have to give it to you, Cliff. Let me go ahead and see. Man, thank you so very much for the kind donations. Cliff's Wild West, first $50 Canadian. Appreciate that a lot. And now let's go ahead and take a look at this one. I want to encourage the Crow fam to get to 50,000 Crow and keep building. Then when Crow hits $1, you'll have your IC white card and it will be a good foundation. I'm bullish and excited. Well, I'm bullish. Thank you so much, brother. That's the perfect way to send it here in the live. And I want to say thank you so much to all the members, to all my mods, to Cliff. Man, every time I see you, that's always good news. And I hope you enjoyed this live, right? Obviously, maybe not exactly what everybody wanted, but overall, there it is, right? This is not FTX. This is not Binance. This is not X. This is not whatever. This is crypto.com. They're moving smart. They're moving steady. They're not making, rushing decisions. They cannot get everything perfect. Let me tell you that. I don't work for them. They don't pay me. They pay me $0, guys. But they're not going to get everything perfect. No company will. So having expectations, always realistic expectations, right? But I'm pretty positive CRO token will do eventually well when Bitcoin does eventually well. He said it. How much money Bitcoin is going to go? He said it. $1 million. Almost at the end. But anyway, guys, thank you so very much for your kind support. I'll see you next time. Time to relax and enjoy. There's a library, everybody. Love you all. Like and subscribe. Join the $1 Crow Party Groove. JB, let's go ahead and before I leave, because if you're still watching, hey, come on, go ahead. Go ahead and join here. I mean, why? Why could you join? Well, because we're always welcoming people who are interested in CRO. And this is, I think, an amazing opportunity for you to, if you want to get some questions answered, comments, and join the community, join that link right now. You got all the time you need. JB, the admin, is right there. We got a lot of great people, and conversations are flowing super fast. So Oscar Ramos is trying to help as much as possible, right? You take care, guys. Thanks for coming. Peace. Let's grow.